Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with a special celebration of the Paper Snobs 500 subscriber hop. And I am going to use the Little Dreamer by Echo Park. I got the 6x6 paper pad, a few puffies, and the collection. Just a few papers left. I'm going to document this picture of me and my two work besties on the last day of work for the school year. And one of the things that Tara has asked for us to do is to stitch. And so I've got out my little thread and needle. I'm going to pull some ink. I'm kind of going with a blue theme. So I'm going to pull some inks out and find a stencil that I like to work with. So I have my papers, I have my embellishments, I've got my picture and my thread and everything. So let's see how this goes. Okay, you all, this is my new setup. I just moved and I'm still trying to figure things out. So I feel like this is not how I want it to set up for like recording. So I'm working on it still, but for now, this is the very first layout I did in my new apartment, and things are completely different here. Even though I just moved across a parking lot, things are very different in the way I have the room set up. And so, I've got to get used to it. So anyway, I have this piece that has been cut out already, and I was going to use that, trim this plaid paper down and mat it, but then I decided to put the pink all the way around and leave this a 12 by 12. But I'm still going to change that. This is completely a crazy layout that I literally did by the seat of my pants as I was going. So this is a stencil I got off of Temu, and it's kind of like a brick entryway. And it's perfect because the picture is the front of the school, which is a brick school. And so I love that. And I love the way that this stenciling turned out. I only use one blue, and it is Stormy Sky by Tim Holtz. So Distress Oxide. And I'm just pushing it through in different places. And just making sure not to get like a straight edge, because I've made that mistake plenty in the past where I go all the way to the corner and then it looks ridiculous. So I'm really wanting to just kind of get a little bit of the stenciling pushed through pretty much all around the page. And so I'm not being super cautious or careful. I am trying to hold the stencil down pretty good so that it's not bleeding under. And I really do love the way this turns out. And I was going to use my Scrapping Reflection stencil of the brick, because I know that every time I use that, Tara says something about how she needs to get one, which she has now. But I really liked the concept of this one with the little archway. So there I was trying to lay that outline on the outside of the paper, but I didn't like the way it looked. And so as I was pulling it off, I kind of liked the concept of what it looked like with just the little corner. So I glued it down and then added another bit on the other side. And so now I have this kind of sectioned off the four corners. So, and then I'll use that little strip right there at another time. So after I get that down, I decide that what I'm going to do for my stitching is I'm going to stitch that dark blue thread down the pattern of this polka dot little strip that I put on here. So I am not measuring. This is the way I roll, y'all. I'm not measuring. I'm just eyeballing kind of the middle. And I'm going to take the thread from the left corner to the middle and down and follow the piece. And then I'm going to do the other one very similarly. So I didn't go straight across from all the way from the left to the right. I went from left to the middle and down, and then did the other part as well. And I did the single stitch I don't know the actual term for what I've done here, but it is actual stitching, not faux stitching, which Tara did say was fine. Stamping, faux stitching, anything. I just know she loves to stitch. She hand stitches a lot, and I think it's gorgeous. I just don't normally do it because I have carpal tunnel and my hand starts to hurt if I do too much of it. So, but it was well worth it because I like the way it turned out and because I knew that's what she wanted for her layouts. She also wanted us to do a selfie or a picture of ourselves. So I thought that this was a good one to use. And so I picked this picture from, like I said, the early part of June. I'm working on 2023. And y'all, I'm going to be 100% honest. I have not scrapbooked in a full week. And I have not gone that long from scrapbooking in, well, since 2020. And so, yeah, that was a long time. Like, even when I went to Disney, I only went 5 full days without scrapbooking. So, and now, the last time I scrapbooked was the Wednesday before my move. And so, yeah, I was struggling. And then when I'd sit down to try and scrapbook, it's just like I couldn't get it to, I don't know. So now I feel more at home. I think it's because my things weren't put away yet. And they're still not 100% put away, but I was ready to get the creative juices flowing, and my mental health needed this, time. So I got my 6x6 paper pad. I pulled that green and blue paper out, and I cut like a 4-inch piece. And then I tuck it on the top corner and the bottom corner. So it gives it like that little extra there because that background paper, it's triple matted. My picture is triple matted. Let's get my words out. And that background picture has like a white base. And so I didn't want it to blend in. So I went ahead and put those papers on there. And then I'm going to just start adding some stickers from the sticker sheet. I did put one puffy on there, but none of the other puffies really worked. It was like a popsicle and a ballerina or something like that. So I went ahead and just used a bunch of the stickers from the collection, some word phrases. That little banner at the top says friend. And I think that one of them says something like, who runs the world, girls? Well, of course. I add a couple of butterflies on here, a magic wand, and some rainbows, just because I was enjoying using up some things from this collection and not really deviating from what was in the collection instead of pulling from all the different bins and boxes and collections that I have. I'm loving trying to get some of these things used up. I think I have like 2 papers from this collection left, maybe 3. And so I'm excited to get some of that stash used. And I love how there's just pops of that brickwork like all over and peeking out here and peeking out there. So it is a pretty simple layout, but considering this is my very first layout in over a week and all my things are not where they belong. So I hope you'll go check out the playlist of everybody who's hopping along to celebrate my wonderful friend, Tara. I adore her. She keeps me sane. I talk to her on a daily basis. And if you all have not checked her out, please do, because she is fantastic. Her layouts are gorgeous and detailed and all the things. So the Paper Snob, her information will be below. And like I said, check out everybody else who's hopping along to celebrate her. Congratulations, Tara. You know I love you, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Have a great day. Hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.